When people talk about General Hospital spoilers, they keep circling back to one thing. Dante as the law, Dante as the badge, Dante as the commissioner now. And honestly, I cannot stop thinking about how heavy that sounds. General Hospital has always loved this kind of irony. The son of a crime boss wearing the uniform, standing in front of the city seal, pretending, maybe not pretending, trying to be the clean line in a town that is never clean. Dante is not just a cop anymore. He is the commissioner. That word alone feels bigger, colder. It means paperwork, politics, pressure from City Hall, pressure from the public, pressure from his own conscience. And I keep imagining him standing alone in his office, late at night, jacket off, tie loosened, staring at the wall like he is asking himself, how the hell did I get here? Because being commissioner is not just about chasing bad guys. It is about setting the tone. It is about deciding what kind of justice Port Charles gets. And here is the mess. Sonny is his father. Dante Falconeri has always been clear about one thing. He does not excuse crime. He does not romanticize it. He does not look at Sonny and say, oh, well, that is just business. No. He knows what Sonny does. He knows the bodies, the threats, the intimidation, the shadow deals. He has never been blind. But he also does not want to be the one who slaps the cuffs on his own father. That is the part that feels human to me. Not heroic. Not dramatic. Just painfully human. Sonny Corinthos is not some random mobster to Dante. He is blood. Complicated blood, damaged blood, but blood. You cannot train that out of a person at the academy. You cannot promote it away with a new title on your office door. For a long time, Dante has kept distance from the Corinthos organization. No meetings, no favors, no side glances at the warehouse by the docks. He built a wall, a real one. And Sonny, strangely enough, respected that. Sonny never pushed Dante to cross lines. Never asked him to look the other way. Never slipped an envelope across the table and said, do me this one small thing. That matters. Even when Sonny was drowning in legal trouble, it was not Dante who stepped in. It was the family lawyer Danny, the one who always seems to materialize when the walls start closing in. Sonny kept his son out of it. I think that says something. Twisted maybe, but still something. Sonny knows that Dante's badge is sacred to him. And in his own strange code, Sonny does not want to stain it. Dante sees that. He respects that. There is a quiet understanding between them. You stay out of my job, I stay out of your business. Unless I absolutely cannot. But spoilers are whispering that something is about to crack that fragile balance. Turner. The new complication. The new spark. The new potential disaster. Turner is not just any prosecutor. She is sharp. She is patient. She is not dazzled by Sonny's charm. Or maybe she pretends not to be. And the twist, the dangerous twist, is that she is romantically involved with Sonny. Or at least it looks that way. I do not even know if Dante knows. Maybe he does and just shrugs it off. Sonny dates who Sonny dates. Dante is not going to police his father's love life. That would be ridiculous. He has bigger fires to put out. But feelings change everything when you are a prosecutor. And then there is Jordan. Jordan Ashford saw Turner and Sonny kiss. That moment alone feels like a ticking bomb. Jordan questioned it, asked the obvious question, are you actually in love with him or is this a tactic? Turner's answer, if spoilers are right, is chilling. She says she is doing her job, that putting Sonny behind bars is still the mission. That line gives me goosebumps. Because that means the relationship might be a tool, a calculated move, a way to get close enough to gather what decades of WSB, FBI, PCPD could not. Let us be honest. Sonny has survived everything. Federal Bureau of Investigation could not nail him. WSB could not dismantle him. Port Charles Police Department has chased him in circles for years. He slips through, always. So maybe Turner decides evidence will not fall into her lap. Maybe she decides to create the situation, a trap, a setup, something dirty enough to work. And this is where Dante walks into the nightmare. I picture him overhearing something by accident. Not some dramatic scene where he hides behind a door like a cartoon spy. No. Something smaller. A half sentence in the hallway. A phone call Turner thinks is private. A name mentioned that should not be. The word trap. The word timing. Maybe even Sonny's name spoken in a tone that is not affectionate but strategic. At first, Dante might not care. Prosecutors talk tough all the time. They vent. They promise to take down criminals. That is normal. But then he hears more. Another call. Another conversation. clearer this time. Turner frustrated, saying she cannot find evidence, saying she needs to push Sonny into a corner, saying she might have to force his hand. That is not justice anymore. That is manipulation. And here is where I feel torn, because Dante is supposed to stand for the law, not for his father, not for personal loyalty, for the system. But what if the system is being twisted? If Turner plans to bait Sonny into committing a crime he would not otherwise commit, is that justice, or is that entrapment dressed up in righteous language? Dante, as commissioner, cannot publicly interfere. He cannot storm into Turner's office and accuse her without proof. That would look suspicious. That would blow up his career. People would whisper that he is protecting Daddy, so he stays quiet, and that silence is heavy. Instead of confronting Turner, I think Dante would do something more subtle. He would warn Sonny, not with panic, not with obvious fear, just a quiet conversation. A casual reminder to stay calm around Turner, to not lose his temper, to not make threats, even jokes, to assume every word is being recorded. That advice alone could save Sonny from walking straight into a trap, but it is dangerous for Dante. If Turner ever suspects that Dante overheard her plan and tipped Sonny off, his badge could be gone. Conflict of interest, obstruction, favoritism, the headlines would write themselves. And yet I cannot see Dante just standing by if he knows someone is playing dirty. Even if that someone is technically on the side of the law. This is what makes the storyline so messy in the best way. Dante believes in justice. I truly believe that about him. He is not secretly waiting to inherit the mob. He is not playing both sides. He chose the badge for a reason. But justice is not the same as revenge. And if Turner is driven by ego, by the need to succeed where others failed, that becomes personal. That becomes about winning, not truth. I keep thinking about how Dante would feel hearing Turner say she is just doing her job while kissing Sonny. That kind of duplicity would hit him hard. Not because he wants Sonny protected at all costs, but because it feels like a violation of trust, of basic human decency. Sonny is many things: ruthless, calculating, dangerous, but he is not stupid. If he finds out Turner used intimacy as a weapon, his reaction will not be mild. And that could spiral into real chaos in Port Charles. Dante would be trying to prevent that explosion before it even happens. He would have to act normal, sit in meetings with Turner, discuss cases, pretend he did not hear what he heard. That kind of internal tension is the stuff soap operas live on. The tight smiles, the loaded eye contact. And imagine if Jordan starts putting pieces together too. If she senses something is off. If she notices that Sonny suddenly seems more cautious around Turner, that could lead back to Dante. Everything connects in this town. There is also the possibility that Dante struggles with guilt. Even if Turner is wrong to set a trap, part of him might think maybe this is the only way. Maybe Sonny deserves to be caught, even if the method is messy. That thought alone would eat at him. Because where do you draw the line? Is it better to let a criminal walk free for decades because he is clever, or to bend the rules to finally stop him? I do not have a clean answer, and I like that. I do not. What I know is that Dante would not support a dirty move. Not openly. He might not arrest his father out of personal ambition, but he also will not watch someone manufacture a crime just to close a file. If he warns Sonny, it will not be about helping the mob. It will be about making sure that if Sonny falls, he falls because of something real, something provable. Not because he was pushed into a corner by someone playing games. And that difference matters. There is also something tragic about Dante always being in the middle, not fully accepted by the mob world, not fully trusted by some in law enforcement because of his last name. He has spent his entire adult life proving himself. Becoming commissioner was supposed to cement that, to show he earned his place. Now this Turner situation threatens to drag him right back into the gray zone he has been trying to escape. I can almost see the scene. Dante alone again, late night, city lights outside his office window, thinking about his oath, thinking about his father, thinking about what kind of man he wants to be remembered as. And that is why this storyline works for me. It is not just about catching a criminal. It is about identity, about whether blood defines you or choices do. If Turner goes through with the trap and it blows up, Dante could lose everything. If he stays silent and Sonny gets set up unfairly, he loses something inside himself. No clean exits, no perfect moral high ground, and that feels very General Hospital to me. The show thrives on these impossible knots. On love colliding with duty. On family standing in the courtroom across from family. I do not think Dante will ever become Sonny. That is not who he is. But I also do not think he will ever completely detach from being Sonny's son. So yes, I believe he would quietly protect his father from a dirty scheme, not from justice, but from manipulation. And maybe that is the line he draws for himself. Justice, yes. Setups, no. It is messy. It is risky. It could destroy his career if exposed. But it feels honest to who Dante is. And in a town full of secrets, sometimes honesty is the most dangerous choice of all.